Hello, today I will be mentioning the part in how we as people listen, because the listening process happens quick that sometimes it seems like it's automatic. And well, for this, there are four types of oriented listening. The first one is people oriented, which, in this case, people have connections at the top of their priority list. They will, in general, be most worried about other individual sentiments, are great with serving other dispositions, and can tune in without judging. That would be for people oriented. The second oriented type would be action oriented, which concentrates on errands. They sort out the information they hear into compact and significant subjects. They keep the talk on track so they profitable in gathering and as individuals from groups and associations. That is action oriented. The third one I would like to mention is content oriented, which cautiously assesses what they hear, which means that they take care of the advice from sound sources and fundamentally look at the information from assortment of points. They are especially viable when data is intricate, point by point, and testing. And the fourth type of oriented communication, listening, I would like to talk about is time oriented. Those type of people are mostly worried about proficiency. They lean towards time reactions on the listening connection. They also support clear, tolerant data and have little persistence for speakers who blabber or go off topic, which means that they will literally not be patient when someone just blah 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 and then they just wander off from one topic to another. That is the four types of how we listen.
Relationships. In relationships, a partner must listen competently in order to learn more about each other. Failure to do this usually results in less attraction and negative emotions. And as relationships progress, listening remains a top priority. People use listening to comprehend, evaluate, communicate empathy, and to appreciate. As a result, we grow in knowledge and satisfy our desires to be productive and resourceful in our daily interactions with others.
So now we move on to listening challenges. So as like aforementioned in the value of listening well, we now know the importance of listening. However, there are some challenges involved like through listening. So first we can go into environmental factors. So environmental factors could be loud noises for example sports events or maybe a concert. It's unavoidable. It's an environment. Another could be like a distraction, such as maybe your phone, you got a text message from someone, or maybe a baby's crying. And to conquer this, you overall have to avoid these kind of distractions when, especially when planning for like an intimate conversation you can have with somebody. Next, we have hearing and processing challenges, and a good example of this is hearing loss. And hearing loss, you lose that ability um, with age. So as we grow older, we lose the ability to hear. And if you're having this problem now, a really good way to solve this is by, for example, always sitting at the front of the class so you get to hear the professor speak up. Next, we have multitasking. And multitasking is basically, everybody knows, it's doing several things at once. And listening can be nearly impossible when your attention is divided amongst many important tasks that you're doing, right? It'll be very difficult task to focus on anybody speaking while being distracted with other things. So if anything, if you're going to speak with somebody, have an important conversation, just try to focus on them, or maybe do your other stuff later. Next, we have boredom and overexcitement. So boredom, maybe you're just tired of the conversation and you're daydreaming, and On the other side, we have overexcitement. Maybe you're too excited to tell somebody something, so maybe you interrupt or be rude, or maybe you're just not listening to them because you're too focused on trying to say what you want to say or do. Good way to do this is to stop daydreaming, maybe focus a little bit more, calm down, pay respect to the other individual that you're talking to, and such. Now, finally, we have the attitudes about listening, and so basically, overconfidence and laziness. For a really good example for this is like, let's say you walk into a meeting and you just think you know it all, and because you think you know it all, you only listen for half the time, and you end up missing a lot of information, meaning you're overconfidence that you know everything and you're just lazy to listen to it. And that's it.
And now we'll be speaking on the ethics of listening. Just like to be an ethical speaker, you should research your information, make sure you're giving factual information, you're not speaking somebody else's work. Also, you should be respectful of the time they give you and your audience that you're delivering your speech to. And just like the speaker has ethical duty, I believe the listener also should abide by some of the ethical listening style. To be an ethical listener, you should give the speaker your undivided attention. You should be respectful of what they have to say and wait till the end of their speech to pass any judgment or give them any feedback. You should go in with an open mind and take in what they have to say. But just like the book explains, you can also participate in unethical speaking styles. And some of those styles include defense listening, is where you get very defensive, argumentative with the speaker before they're done. Another one is selective listening. I believe this is just when you take what you want out of it and you don't give them the respect to hear their side or their point. Another one, self-absorbed. You only listen for your own needs. Also, I'm sure we've all been guilty of it, where you just listen, but you're not really paying attention. You kind of nod and these are all unethical speaking styles, and I hope in the future, if you'll be more mindful of your listening habits or style, and remember the ethics of listening, as chapter 6 in our book explains to us.